Hello, everybody. Formal casting here, and we are now officially 1 day away from RLCS Swiss stage from the first Oceanic Regional. Super excited, incredibly keen, all of the buzzwords, throwing them at you, which means it's time for, well, predictions. Predictions. How tomorrow is going to play out. Normally, I would have been, at a virtual desk hanging out with friends and we'd be discussing it together where we think it's going to go. For this one, though, I'm going to run through things solo. And thank you and a big shout out. Whoops, wrong one right there. Yeah, we're one taking this, by the way, too. So we're going to get all of the fun little mistakes. But yeah, a big shout out and thank you to the Rat Jones, actually, because they were able to put together, using the template from last year, this fun little document, which I will link down below. Make a copy, fill it in yourself, drop your predictions. We're going to be running through this whole bracket. We're going to see who's going to make it based on my own beliefs. Furthermore, also, yesterday, I asked people to fill out a little tier list thing. I actually did gather all the results from that, and a big thank you to everyone who did. We can see them all right here. We'll look more into that in a bit and what this all means. This probably looks a little bit confusing. The big thing is we have power rankings based on what people thought. I mean, it's pretty straightforward, actually. You can have the people who filled it out here, KLXR and Polar. They filled it out incorrectly, but shout out for giving it a good try nonetheless. Unfortunately, KLXR and Polar, you can't have half of the Swiss stage going 3-1. Doesn't work that way. Let's get into it, though. Because then I'm going to compare my results to everyone else's results, and we're going to see how it all fits out as well. So this is just kind of a fun little ramble. It's my predictions. KCP versus Thems Whom Cooketh. That's going to be a 3-0. Like, a lot of these, I think, at first are going to be 3-0s at the top when KCP goes through there. Power versus TC. That's crazy. That's 3-0 for Power. Chiefs versus SB. Now I have to remember who, like, some of these names are. Like, who is SB again? I'll go back over here. Soldier Boys. Of course, Soldier Boys. And, of course, 3-0. Is Power versus That's Crazy a 3-0? I think it is. I think Power versus That's Crazy has to be a 3-0. But I don't know. Crazy Comic Cat. Yeah, no, but it's Power, though. It's Power, though. We'll get... That's Crazy. We'll bounce back later. That's Crazy. Well, that's Soldier Boys, though. Yeah, they're going to get rolled by the Chiefs. Thems Who's Cooked. They might take a game off the Pioneers, and that would make things interesting, but I don't think they will. Kaka's Minions versus NTV. That's another 3-0. Just keep moving it right along right now. Gremlins versus the Bus. Negative, Fades, and Pagsy. Now, a lot of people have this team actually getting in the top 8, the Bus, I mean. Pretty much everyone has the Gremlins through. I have the Gremlins through as well. I think this is going to be a challenge for them, though. 3-1. Oh, that's a 10. I'm really tempted. I could see this one. I see Gremlins winning it. I don't see the Bus winning it, but I can hear arguments for 3-0, 3-1, and 3-2. I'm not convinced on... I'm not convinced on Pagsy, and I'm not convinced on Fades. I'm saying being hot out the gate right away. I think the Gremlins do take that one. I think, you know what? No, I'm going to go with my gut. I think that's a 3-0. I think that's a 3-0, but the games are close, and there's an overtime in the middle of that. Cold versus Long Red Cordial. Cold is a team that can show up, and I think Cold is going to show up. But do they beat Long Red Cordial? I think Long Red Cordial is a team that, come the end of this, they might be in my top 8. I think there's a good chance they will be. But I never like Cold getting shut out. In fact, we're going to go 5. No, Cold doesn't win that yet. Long Red Cordial takes that 3-2. Oh, no, 3-1. 3-1. I'm so hesitant, but yeah, 3-1. All right, Scrims World versus Tiki Taka. Oh, man. This is Sour versus Scrims, Zen Complex Lunar. I think people are sleeping on Zen Complex Lunar. I think that's a 3-0, and Scrims starts off hot. I know other people were saying that one could go 5. I don't think it will. I think it's just going to be a Scrim Stomp. And then Ground Zero versus Nothing Better to Do. I'm not sure I rate Nothing Better to Do that highly, unfortunately. So we're going to give a 3-0 to Ground Zero. They get through. And then the great thing about this, look at that. Boom. Accurate updates for our next matches. We got who we got, so we can keep on going. Let's do the upper bracket first. Pioneers versus Long Red Cordial. Now it's where things get a little bit spicy. Long Red Cordial is good. They're really good, but are they good enough to beat the Pioneers? Probably not. But how many games can they take off the Pioneers? I think they get one. I think they'll get one off the Pioneers. Power versus Ground Zero. And here's going to be my first maybe big shocker result. Sweep. Power sweeps Ground Zero. I don't think Ground Zero get one over Power. I think Power sweeps them. Ground Zero gets put down. Chiefs versus Scrims World. Who? Chiefs win it. But do Scrims Worlds take any games? Zen, Lunar, and Matthew. Do they take a game off of the Chiefs? Yes, they take one. And this is going to affect the seeding later. That one game is going to be important. That one game is going to be very important. Here we go. Kaka's Minions. And I'll explain why in the next round, but that one game is going to be important. Kaka's Minions versus Gremlins. Now, here is, I think, the fight for, realistically, what people are seeing as that 4th and 5th seed. I like the Gremlins. And I like it in 4. I think the Gremlins are going to surprise some people with how dominant they look in that series. Yeah, Kaka's Minions are going to take one because Kaka is that player, and I think Finn will pop off one game. But overall, I think the Gremlins are that team that's going to be better than Kaka's Minions. They go over 3-1. They keep marching on. Let's keep on marching on. The lower bracket. Cold versus That's Crazy. And now is where we're going to get to the weird matches. That's Crazy. A lot of people have some hype on. Cold is a team I have hype on. And I think it's going to be a 3-2 in favor of Cold. That's Crazy. If they're going to get through, it's got to be through the lower bracket. Tiki Taka versus Them Who Cooked. I don't see Them Who's Cooketh getting. Matro, though, versus Tiki Taka. You know what? This might be an upset game. I think Matro pulls this one off. I think this is going to be a They Whom's Cooketh upset. I think the Matro Panzer as his squad pull off the upset there. And Tiki Taka starts to spiral, possibly. We'll see. We'll see. Nothing Better to Do versus NTV. Tadagane, Steve. I mean, if Steve is playing, I still feel like Tadagane is in net. Steve is the sub. Nothing Better to Do. I don't like Nothing Better to Do's chances. I think this is NTV sweep. They go on. The Bus versus Soulja Boys. Big Rooster versus Negative Fades Pagsy. Negative Fades Pagsy gets that win, 3-0. Clean. It's a clean win for them, 3-0. All right. Here we go. Now to start sending through our first teams. And remember how that one is going to be important? In the 3-0 round, it's going to be Pioneers versus Chiefs. First, though, Power versus Gremlins. Gremlins take one. They still drop. Power gets the win. Power moves on. Probably the number 1 seed. Pioneers versus Chiefs. And this is the first sort of big match of the season. This is a big one. This is a big, scary one. Because in a lot of ways, I think we're going to see this rematch again later as well. Just based on the seeding, how it comes through. I like the Pioneers to win this. 3-2. Banger series. Pioneers get through. Chiefs go down. Round 4. Kaka's Minions versus Them Who's Cooked. 3-0. I don't think I need to explain myself too much on that one. Scrims World versus Cold. Now, this is where things get interesting because Linnerzen and Matthew just got rolled by the Chiefs. Cold just got a big possible reverse sweep over That's Crazy. I think Cold might carry that momentum. And I think things might be a little bit sketchy for Scrims World. This is the series that is going to make or break Scrims World. All right? If they win this, they're through. If they lose this, they're going to struggle later. And I'm riding high on the Cold train right now, so I'm going to say it is a banger, back and forth. Cold gets it done in 5. Scrims World in trouble. Long Red Cordial versus NTV. 3-0. Next. Ground Zero versus the Bus. Laxin, Prompt, and Baz versus Negative Fades Pagsy. And here's where things also get spicy. I like the Bus. I like Negative Fades Pagsy to get that win over Ground Zero. Bus goes up to 2-1. Elimination games. Tiki Taka taking on Soulja Boys. And Tiki Taka starts to bounce back here. 3-1. They get that win. They get through. Soulja Boys, an unfortunate 0-3 start for them, just based on how it went out. And then That's Crazy versus Nothing Better to Do. 3-0. That's Crazy continues. Nothing Better to Do. 16th. Last place. All right. Round 4. Chiefs versus Cold. Look, I like Cold. I'm rooting for that. Again, I think they can pull off some crazy things. I'm never going to pick this team to get swept, but they do lose 3-1 to the Chiefs, which is like the next closest things. Gremlins versus Long Red Cordial. And this match is going to be fire if we get it. This is going to be another banger match. And I think it goes 5. And I'm going to give Gremlins the slightest of edges to get through that. It's a close one. Do I buy in the Hawk hype, though? Yeah, no, if Gremlins are beating Cocket... Oh. You know what? No. Long Red Cordial. I take it back. I think I'm going to be casting 5 games tomorrow. I mean, from everything I've heard, Hawk has been putting in the hours. I'm excited to see Hawk and Spydoge out there. I think that's going to be a little bit of an upset game. Long Red Cordial over the top of Gremlins. Kaka's Minions versus the Bus. 3-0. I don't think the Bus gets it. Like, I like the Bus Negative Fates Pagsy. Actually, no. I think that might be a little bit harsh. 3-1. But I think Kaka's Minions at this stage are going to be a little bit too motivated, a little bit too hot. They'll get through. And the Bus will drop. Now, Ground Zero versus Tiki Taka. And this is a match that I don't think a lot of people would have been seeing down here. Again, Laxin, Prompt, and Baz taking on Tiki Taka, which is that Sour Tonio CX9 team. Close game. I'm liking Baz. I think Baz is going to be the X factor in that one, and it gets Ground Zero through. That's Crazy versus Scrimsworld. Scrimsworld wins this one 3-1. I'll give Crazy 1 game, but I think Scrimsworld is the better team. Actually, you know what? No, I might even go 3-0. I think Crazy Atomic Keta kind of hit their wall at that one. Scrimsworld gets through. They should be the better team. They should advance. NTV versus Thems Who Cooketh. It's like Matro versus like Taragane in a lot of ways. And I think people are sleeping on Matro. I think people are sleeping on Them Who's Cooketh. I think they win 3-2 in a close game. So now we've got our qualifying matches. Thems Who Cooketh versus Gremlins. Gremlins take care of business. 3-0. Clean. Scrims versus the Bus. That is a good game. And, that's a tough one. Negative Fads Pagsy, Zen Matthew. Wait a minute. We're forgetting the big name. Lunar. Lunar is the difference maker in this one. 3-1. Don't want that one there. That can mess everything up. But yeah, we'll give it to Scrimsworld 3-1. They get through. Ground Zero versus Cold. And this is my upset. Cold gets through. They'll get that 8th spot. And this is what we're looking like. This is my top results right here. This is what we got. So Power and Pioneers 1-2, 3-0. Chiefs, Minions, Long Red Cordial at 3-1. Gremlins, Scrims, and Cold at 3-2. Bus, Ground Zero, They Whom's Cooked 2-3. Tiki Taka, NTV, That's Crazy 1-3. Soulja Boys, Nothing Better to Do 0-3. But That means we get to go to the playoffs now. And guess what? We could fill in results here as well. Let's keep it going. We're now, again, in best of sevens. Power versus Cold. Power does not mess around. 4-0. Kaka's Minions versus Long Red Cordial. The hype is real for Long Red Cordial. They get a banger series against Kaka's Minions and win it 4-3. Craziness. Chiefs versus Gremlins. Chiefs get through. But the Gremlins make it interesting and remind people that, hey, the Gremlins are probably that good team. They'll get better as we go on. And then KCP versus Scrims World. This is a shellacking, as it were. 4-0. Pioneers get in. Now, semifinals. Power versus Long Red Cordial. All the hype around Long Red Cordial doesn't get past this round. Power marches on through. Chiefs versus Pioneers. Wait, how are the Chiefs the number 2 seed? What? Hold on. Pioneers. It should have been Pioneers versus Scrims. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay. It doesn't matter. Pioneers win this one. They get the better of the Chiefs again, 4-2. We go to our final match, Power versus Pioneers. And the Pioneers just have one of those series. And they catch Power off guard. My pick to win the first OCE Major Qualifier 1, Quick Trip Pioneers. Lock it in. Lock it in. So, with that in mind, we can go back over here now. And I can fill in what is essentially my results into that like weird data sheet. So, yeah, pretty much what I did was like, you know, for these power rankings right here is whoever had the most, and then underneath, yeah, I highlighted where the most was. Long Red Cordial was kind of in a weird spot because people kind of had it sitting there. But anyways, I can go here. I can go to my Swiss results. I can kind of... Oh, I can't really copy that, can I? I think this is going to get messy. Let's just see what this looks like. No. Oh. Yeah, that got really messy. All right. Power event. All right, we're back. So, yeah, I've added my rankings in here now, kind of based on what my results were. I'm going to, you can see this is everyone else's, kind of where it's at. Here's my own. I didn't include them in up here, but I like to compare my take versus, I guess, the rest of OCE right now. So we agree on Power. Don't agree on the Pioneers and Chiefs. And realistically, everyone says the Power is going 3-0, right? And I think they are the favorites to win this event. I find the disparity so interesting that everyone is convinced the Pioneers are the 3-1 team and the Chiefs are the other 3-0 team. I think it's the other way around. We will see. In agreement, Kaka's Minions at 4. Here's where things get interesting. And here's where I also am going to add my little thing. We're going to keep Gremlins on 5 for you guys, and we're going to put Ground Zero down here. My one kind of being the tiebreaker, because if I were to put it in, it would put them over the top. Either way, though, that's neither here nor there. I have Long Red Cordial finishing a lot better than everybody else. I have them in my top 5, really, and you guys have them down kind of more in 8th, still getting through, but okay, guys. Gremlins, I guess one down because I rated LRC so high. Scrims, we're in agreement. I like Cold. You guys don't. I don't know why you don't like Cold. I think they're going to surprise some people. Granted, like when I look at this, one other had them qualifying through. So one other person said, yeah, Cold, they're in. And I'm with you. Everybody else doesn't believe in Cold. We can believe in Cold. Let's see it. Let's see them do it. Number 9, the Bus. In agreement, so close, but not quite there. 4 people thought they could make it through. Maybe they can. We'll see. Ground Zero, 10. Yeah, that's about right. I mean, you know, everyone else thinks they're through easy. I question this team. We will see. I mean, I am the only person who has him sitting at 2 and 3, if I were to put that in. I am the one right there. So everyone else in OCE believes Ground Zero is getting through. This could be my big I told you so, or this could be egg in the face. We'll find out. TWC, they whom's cooketh. No one has any faith in them. I think they take a couple games. Also, wait, why do I only have 15 teams? What am I missing? Hold on. We're missing somebody. Soldier Boy, something better. Oh! Hold on. We forgot. We forgot that's crazy. There we go. Right. So, where are we? TWC. Yeah, the aim's cooked. People don't like. Tiki Taka. I guess we're in agreement they don't get through. I'm a little bit lower than the rest of you guys. NTV, that's pretty much the same. That's crazy. A lot of people believe in That's Crazy. Like, That's Crazy's got, you know, people saying, yeah, they can make it through. I'm not buying it. I think they're a 1-3 team, not because I necessarily think they're bad. I'm rooting for them. I just don't know. I just don't know if they get it. I think they have a couple tough matches at the start of the day that's going to really hurt their seeding. And then Soldier Boys and nothing better to do. Yeah, that's all about right. But, again, anyways, just to go back on it here, one last look. This is kind of what my Swiss looks like when it's all said and done, how it comes through. Here's what my playoffs look like when it's all said and done, how that one goes through. How right am I going to be? We'll find out. Also, I'm going to link the document thing down below so you can go ahead, give it a crack. And if you like this kind of video, again, it's a bit of a one-take Andy thing. I don't know. There's little cuts here and there, but for the most part, I just wanted to slam it out. Probably could have streamed this. Next time, I probably will stream this. But that's neither here nor there. Comment what you think. Tell me where I'm right. Tell me where I'm wrong. If you want me to continue, like and subscribe, and I will be out there covering the Gremlins, all 5 of their games, as they win through and get into that top 8.